Well, well, well. Look who it is.
The prodigal son hath returned.
Prodigal daughter?
Nope.
Prodigal host?
Don't assume my gender.
Hello. Welcome to the Pitch of Discontent. I'm Owen.
And I'm Paige. I'm sorry that I've been gone.
She's back.
I've been a little under the weather. And then last weekend I was running a party for an executive producer, to be fair.
Correct. Shout out to Hannah.
She helps keep the light, the one big stage light
the
on.
Godoc's on. Shout out to Hannah.
So, I was out there greasing the wheels, if you will.
Indeed.
Doing it for you guys.
But we're happy to have you back. I had to do 2 episodes solo, which was fine.
You did very well.
But the vibe is definitely not as good when you're like talking to yourself.
Yeah,
so.
you need the laughs.
We need the banter.
The banter.
We need the banter.
I'm so sorry.
This is the weekly roundup. This is episode 213.
Holy crap.
We're fucking just racking them up. Paige, do you have anything you want to chat about at the top of the show? It's been a few weeks.
I have missed so much shit.
I know.
I think I'd like to start with a quick rant. I know that this is like old news for everyone else, but like this is my shit, right? I think that normies need to start putting more respect on Courtney LaPlante's fucking name.
Mm-hmm.
That woman is a fucking pioneer. She's done music with mainstream artists, the stallion, if you will. And also, I have it on good authority, she wrestled a bear once. One time. So
the normies don't even know.
How the fuck can they oh man. Also Poppy's sick and all, but not the same person by any metric.
Poppy could never.
Why don't they have music journalists at the music awards? You know what I mean? No offense to that lady. She's probably lovely. She's definitely fired. And the other one, and then the other one, there was 3 different, maybe it was all the same chick. I'm not entirely sure.
Could be.
But terrible work. Terrible work at the, what awards show was it? I don't know.
The Grammys.
It was the Grammys.
Yes.
Yeah. At that one, you can tell how much power I put into the choice of the Grammys every year. But anyway, I thought that was fucking atrocious, and that's all I'll say on that matter.
Cool. The other thing I wanted to flag is a more recent development, but they had the SNL 50th anniversary, and they had a Nirvana reunion
with Post Malone.
With Post Malone as Kurt. And I don't know. I don't want to be a complete hater, but it was fine, I guess. I kind of wish Posty just did his thing and didn't try and do a bad version of Kurt. But I saw some people being stoked on it. My initial gut reaction was oh no. But they all looked like they were having a ball. They were all smiles. Everyone was into it. But I don't want to see that.
I'm glad Kurt's dead.
Yeah,
no.
Just let it
I'm
be.
joking. I'm actually a pretty big Post Malone fan. I like that one album. But
he seems like a cool guy, and he's into
sick.
sick music and shit. And I'm stoked for his success, whatever. But
I think I don't know, Dave Grohl. It's interesting. He's such a legend in this industry, and. Fun fact, I learned how to record music on the same desk that he has in his studio. You're welcome. The more you know. But I don't know. I think that it was meant to be a special monument. It was a monumental event. I don't know, man. I think it's maybe not that deep. Is probably what I would say to you.
Yeah, but just Nirvana is put on such a pedestal.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that one got commercialized a long fucking time ago.
A long fucking time ago.
Probably before he even put the barrel in his mouth, you know what I mean?
Jesus Christ.
Sorry, you guys want to talk more openly about suicide? That's what it sounds like. I'm so fucking tired of this shit.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
It's weird, but I just feel like maybe you're coming off a little old man yells at cloud, if I'm dead honest.
I mean, probably. I'm not entirely mad about that, but it's just how I feel, man.
Yeah, that's allowed. You're allowed to feel. This is a safe space.
Thank you.
Please feel.
Thanks, guys. I guess I'll shout out a record that dropped that we will feature at the top of the show here. Sydney hardcore outfit Rapid Die put out a self-titled album, and it rips. I listened to it this morning, saw lots of people shouting it out. It's cool. No frills, hardcore punk done the right way. And if you want to listen to that, you should go check it out. It's fucking
Must
sick.
have a pretty sick lineup this week since it kind of didn't make it on.
Oh, yeah, there's plenty of bands. Like, most of their songs go for like 50 seconds.
Full,
so,
if you will.
So, like, I didn't want to, like, give a slot to that when we could put, like, you know, a lengthier song in there, I guess. But that's not to say it's not worth quality. You know, that's why I'm fronting it at the top. So, anyway, if you want a nice hardcore punk record, go listen to it. It rocks.
An honorable mention.
Indeed. Well, now that you're back, let's get into tracks for this week and get into the show proper for the first time in a long time.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Ooh.
Paige, first up for this week, we have a band and a release that I've already played for you. Because
you got too excited.
Because it's so dope. I got too excited and I was like, hey, I want you to listen to this and tell me if you think it's sick. So we have a double single drop from Atlanta's The Callous Daoboys.
Hell yeah.
Molten mathcore with prog freakouts, violin, withering self-mockery. Incredible band. We've featured them before on the show, but they're phenomenal. They have a new album coming out. It's called I Don't Want to See You in Heaven, and it's coming out on May 16th through MNRK Heavy.
Cool.
So they put out their last full-length record in 2022, which was Celebrity Therapist, and then they had an EP last year that we featured on the show, which was God Smiles on the Callous Daoboys.
Yes.
This new double single has been released with a single video, so there's like a 10-minute video for both songs. It's pretty funny. It's very like conceptual and like kind of like witty and funny and
very
stuff.
on brand.
Very on brand for them. I've got a quote here from Carson Pace, frontman, about what the album I Don't Want to See You in Heaven is about, which I think is interesting. So he says, the album is an artifact that's been preserved, and hundreds of years in the future, you're listening to this album in a museum. It's a known failure, but the narrative is if it survives forever, is it truly a failure? Everything is very singular and personal. I'm not making an album commenting on anything societal or political this time. This is an album just for me. It's every emotion I've felt and sobering thought since 2021. I can only make this album now, not in 3 years when I'm 30, not 10 years ago when I was 17. This is the snapshot of 24, 27.
Ooh, 30's coming. Do a death bell right here. Bong, bong.
A scrapbook of trial and error, or better yet, a museum of failure.
Bro, me.
Oh my God, aging is so hard.
Oh, wow, relatable.
Let's have a listen to the single. I'm going to play you the video so that way we can experience the whole thing. This is the Callous Daoboys, Two-Headed Trout.
Like in the lake underneath the Springfield plant.
Yes.
Play it.
Okay.
Upstream again, showed you all the hooks in my mouth. Look at how gullible I can be. With my pins and my kills in sync, I think you like it. The bubblegum popper sure I'll be. Stop! Yeah! It's a nice someone
And we're back.
So fucking sick.
Yeah, that was brilliant. That's a really good, honestly, fantastic acting too
Really,
from
really,
the band.
Really, really
No
good
one was
acting.
too stiff.
No, they're very like kind of natural at
Yeah,
it.
definitely. Well, natural theater kids for sure. Yeah, it's just like, you know how, oh man, like remember the early Fall Out Boy film clips?
Yes.
Just like some of the worst acting you've ever seen in your life.
I was telling you about this in the car when I played you the songs originally, but like Carson is a huge Fall Out Boy fan.
and that's the inspo.
He has his own
he
podcast.
has the podcast. Yeah, I do know this.
Just talking about Fall Out Boy. They did a cover story for Kerrang around this new album announcement.
Yeah.
And he basically talks about how, like, yeah, like, I love poppy shit. I love Fall Out Boy. He's like, I think the first Panic at the Disco record is like a record that changed my life.
Good.
He's like, but I'm also into stupid, challenging, heavy, crazy music.
Yeah,
So like
it's
synthesizing.
it's a different genre, but bringing in like that, like music, theater nerd, Genevieve. I could totally see like an influence from an early like I would say more Fall Out Boy film clip, you know,
definitely.
like Dance or something like that, you know what I mean? Or
where they had like the connected video clips and there was like
everything
a cohesive
was related.
story.
I was
I wouldn't be surprised
satisfying.
if that's what they're doing here,
Or
like
I mean,
on future
like
singles.
even just like somehow, like because no one. I mean, I might be wrong. I haven't seen every music video in the world, but no one's really doing that.
Wait, you haven't seen
I've
every
tried.
music video in the world?
I've given it a red hot go.
Sorry, guys. I
You know who is kind of
don't
doing
know.
like a through line narrative? Sabrina Carpenter.
I mean, that's cool.
Yeah, but still, this is like an entirely different league of its own, and they're good actors.
Yeah.
You know, like love me some Pete Wentz, but holy shit, he got so many acting gigs for someone who just cannot act to save his fucking life.
Carson's running rings around him with acting.
So solid.
Also, I just have to
And the
note
band.
that like the band is definitely evolving on each subsequent release, and like I think what really stuck out about these songs and why I was so excited
And the
is just because like
vocals.
they just sound so
Super
good.
tight. Yeah.
Carson sounds like he's on some fucking Greg Puciato shit,
Yeah.
and he just sounds incredible. The band sounds so good. Like the choruses are poppy. The heavy shit is like fucking
This
stupid.
is the next band that like is gonna go full viral on like I don't know TikTok,
I'm here
and
for
all
it.
the kids are gonna love it and be like, "We've loved them from the start," and I'll be bitter and old like I always am, but grateful because this is a great band, and like if they're the next Fall Out Boy, that's sick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They deserve it.
Because you know we love Fall Out Boy, but they can't make music forever. You know, it's like Metallica. It's like a little sad now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not really. I really liked that last album. Folie à Deux was pretty good, pretty solid. Not Folie à Deux. What was it called?
The last Fall Out Boy one?
The one that came out, was it last year or the year before?
2023.
Yeah.
I've completely forgotten.
Kind of liked it that much.
No.
Maybe that speaks louder than words. Sorry if you like that one, Carson.
Whoops.
Yeah.
Swing and a miss.
But I mean, we like your shit, so I don't know.
That's cool.
That's where we're at. I feel like I've been nostalgia baited so much over the last like 3 years that I'm kind of burnt out on nostalgia bait. So this doesn't even really sound influenced by early 2000s music. And I feel like everything sounds that way. Like
It's the synthesis, right? Like, sure, the heavy, like jazzy freakout stuff has a little bit of like a Dillinger kind of like thing to it, and that's the band that they get compared to the most. And like
crazy.
clearly,
'Cause I don't think that's
like the melodies
very
and the
accurate.
chorus, you could hear a bit of Fall Out Boy, a bit of Panic at
Totally.
the Disco, but
Yeah.
like this,
I think it's all of those things
this
have
blend-
birthed something so different.
yes, it sounds like the Callous Daoboys.
It's well, I mean, like he said it himself. Like he's made this for him.
Yes,
Like this is just I'm not talking about anything or anyone. I'm just having an experience with my music here.
Yep.
And I think that's what's birthed something like that can stand on its own legs.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's so refreshing.
I'm
if
excited to hear
honest.
the record. It's one of my most anticipated for the year. I think it's going to be a fucking barn burner.
Yeah. Let's burn that barn.
Let's burn it.
Let's set it on fucking fire.
Ashes, cinder.
Anarchy.
All right, next up for you, I got a 2-track rager from Nam/Melbourne Garage Punk's Split System.
Ooh, have you heard of Namcore? It's an aesthetic.
No.
But people think that it's like an offensive use of the traditional name of Melbourne.
Okay.
Hot topic.
Mhm.
But
I
yeah,
must have missed that debate.
I don't know what Namcore is, but I do know that we're not from here, but when we leave here, people are like, you guys seem like you're from Melbourne. And I still don't really know what that means, but I take it as a compliment.
Yeah, I'm not offended by that.
Not at all.
No.
It's way nicer than you guys look like you're from Rockhampton. Love you guys from Rockhampton still. No hate. But you guys know exactly what we mean.
Yes.
You know exactly what we mean. Fuck. It's like, don't say that.
Split System have dropped a 2-track single. It's On the Edge and then On the Loose.
Nice.
And it's
I
out.
like that.
It's good. It's out now through Legless Records in Australia, Drunken Sailor Records through UK and Europe,
Cool.
and then soon to be Green Noise Records in the US. I don't
Cool.
really have any notes on this. It's just like no frills, garage punk stuff. It's fizzy, it's fast. The 2-track is kind of like one long track and then one short track.
Okay.
So you get kind of both sides of what the band is doing.
Like Hannah Montana.
Yes, exactly like Hannah Montana.
You get the best of both worlds.
There we go.
Have you
Okay.
missed the bit?
Yeah, the bit's great.
You guys knew you wanted me to come back.
I'm going to play you the first of the 2. So this is Split System, On the Edge.
Let's do it.
Trying to get that the world is yours and there's nothing in the way. Then you break, you're gonna fucking break with the pressure of the times and the foot on your neck. You gotta get low again. You find a friend, find a friend. When it's over, where do you stand? On the edge, my friend. You can't live on the edge.
Can't live
What's up
on
with the
the
dog?
edge. You weren't supposed to bring it up. This is Glenn.
Hey, Glenn.
I found him on a beach one day, and he's just been around ever since.
He's just hanging around.
He
He's quite
was-
literally hanging onto
He
that
was at
microphone.
my desk at EB Games. Like, that's how long.
To anyone listening, Paige has a...
Can you see it?
Yeah, it's in the frame.
Mm.
She has a little like miniature dog toy statue. I don't know what the fuck you call it.
Figurine.
Precariously balanced on
It's a
the
golden retriever.
on the Shure microphone. But
Yeah.
Anyway, thoughts on
He's
Split
straight
System
chilling.
on the edge? Can you live on the edge?
Look, I've been living on the edge of sanity for a long fucking time. I'm
knew
not
that was
sure if
coming.
it's the same as living, but maybe surviving,
A different kind of living.
not thriving,
Not thriving.
but surviving on the edge.
What was the Paris Hilton thing? Sliving.
Sliving, yeah, for sure.
Cool.
Yeah, hell
There's
yeah.
there's a topical reference for you.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
That one's. What was that on? Was that Channel V back in the day?
Nah, wasn't that MTV?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
What was The Good Life? The
Simple Life.
Simple Life. The Simple Life, yeah. And they would go,
Yeah, look, I enjoy what Split System do. Like I said, it is very like no frills. They're just kind of
I felt very thrilled, actually. So
no frills.
I love
but
a good,
thrills.
just thrumming guitar line.
Yeah,
You know what
solid,
I mean?
hooky bass line. Guitar is like having a little bit of fucking playful action. The
The
vocals sound like the dude is quite literally just like
Yeah, live on the edge.
doing it fucking in your face.
Yeah. You,
It's good.
like you're about to get spat in the eye.
Yeah. We haven't had the chance to see them yet since moving here, but I have seen footage of their shows. The shows look sick.
It's crazy that we haven't.
Need to check
We
it
need
out.
to get our lives together. Although I won't be going to a show until I get over this fucking cold thing, whatever it
Yes.
is. Still here. I'm basically like Arthur from Red Dead Redemption at this
R.I.P..
point.
Let's move on to the next one for side A this week. I have UK Fuzzlords OVERSIZE. They are dropping their debut album Vital Signs on February 28th through Sharptone Records.
That means the first one.
Yes. I first came across this band through the good folks over at Church Road Records. They put out an EP from the band in, I want to say 2022. It was called Into the Ceiling. So then the band signed to Sharptone to then kind of do the debut record. I actually had an interview.
You are shaking with your gesticulating.
Sorry.
Please continue.
Sorry,
with
Glenn.
less gesticulating.
Sorry,
Glenn is
Glenn.
he's living on the edge.
He's sliving. I actually had an interview with the band for a feature that I'm writing.
Yes.
So it wasn't for the podcast, but I did want to shout them out on the weekly
Oh,
roundup.
yeah, just humble drop your other projects. That's fine.
I have work. Sorry.
I'm a journalist.
I had a chat with Sam, who's the vocalist, and Lewis, who's the guitarist. And we were kind of talking about what that process was like to kind of get signed and
Headhunted.
and headhunted. And I was like, what was it like? Did a A&R guy just like show up to a show and he's like, you guys have got it.
You've got Moxie, kid.
You got Moxie, kid.
Sign in the dotted line.
We'll bring you all the success in the world. Come on, baby doll.
And then we're gonna hide music under your music.
Don't know why they sound like they're from like a 40s fucking noir film. But
I imagine he's quite fat and he has a big cigar.
I think that's exactly what
No
happened.
offense to that actual A&R rep. I'm sure nothing like that.
Well, Lewis was telling me that is kind of essentially what happened. Like they were playing a show in Milton Keynes, and a guy like basically came all the way out to see them, and they were like, that was kind of good enough for us that he actually bothered to come and see us in like the middle of nowhere. So I'm not sure if he said they had the Moxie, but
I hope he did.
I've listened to the debut record.
It is, but you got it.
They got the Moxie.
They got the Moxie.
I got the Moxie. The band is sick. If you're a fan of 90s alternative rock, if you listen to Hum, Smashing Pumpkins, Deftones, the Pixies,
So far,
you'll
all
be
of them.
into it. I pushed them on the hard questions. I was like,
What's it like to
Is
die?
Deftones shoegaze? And will you guys go viral? But, you know,
Those are hard
I
questions.
can't divulge those secrets. It's full of
Depending on
feature.
what side you're on, that can piss people off.
It can.
Like if you think Deftones is shoegaze, there's a lot of old heads out there that might come through for your throat.
Yes, indeed.
Owen's at the lead of the fucking picket line. Ah!
Anyway, I'm going to play you the most recent single from Vital Signs. This is one of my favorites on the record. This is Oversize, all capitals. Track is Vacant.
Oversize.
Let's go.
Let's go, Glenn.
Thanks, Glenn. Thoughts? Our riff is real good.
It's super catchy.
Yeah.
I love it. And I love how where the vocal is sitting in the mix, kind of just below that guitar riff. And it's all very airy and ephemeric and calming, if you will.
Yeah.
It was nice. I felt like I was floating above my own body, watching me listen to the song.
So,
No reaction to that.
like a near-death experience, just like hovering over yourself. Cool.
Could you imagine how fucked up that would actually be?
Terrifying.
Anyway, please, what is your take?
I just think it's interesting because that song, you know, most notably it's a single, but it is the penultimate track on the record, and the closer is the title track, and both of them are quite kind of upbeat in terms of like tempo, but lyrically the whole album is Sam processing grief and the loss of his mother. So
it's awful.
the album kind of starts off quite somber and melancholic, and then it kind of goes through this kind of through grief and then out the other side. And Vacant is like one of the more almost kind of like euphoric kind of songs.
Yeah.
So I just think it's an interesting kind of like juxtaposition
The
of
album
theme and
itself
stuff.
is representing that process almost.
Yeah, very much so.
That's really interesting.
Yeah, it's really, really good. But
Yeah, cool.
that song is so sick.
Yeah, it's really good.
It kind of perfectly encapsulates what they do. Like his vocals are brilliant. The guitar leads from Lewis, like just a really, really good mix. And like, yeah, if you're into that 90s alternative sound, like
This is the shit.
hammer on the fucking nail.
Yeah,
like it
absolutely.
sounds incredible.
Yeah, I agree. I really enjoyed it. I think they also have a really solid team behind them. There's a lot of like cohesion
Totally.
around
the visual aesthetic, the album cover, everything
artwork.
is like
Everything
perfect.
is pristine and solid, and then there's like a mix that just gets the fucking vibe, you know?
Who do you reckon mixed the record?
Someone named Will.
Mm.
Who?
This is the UK, remember?
Oh, right. Okay. Fuck. Oh, what's his name?
That's another Lewis. It's
Yes.
Lewis Johns, who we always talk about.
Yes, we do always talk about Lewis.
Yeah.
I was going to say, what, Jeremiah?
Who the fuck is Jeremiah?
I just
Cool.
was like, that's the only name. See, I don't do well in test scenarios, so my
This
brain
is not
was
a
just
test. This is the podcast.
That's my brain took it as.
Okay.
Unfortunately for me, my brain cannot tell the difference between an exam and near-death experiences.
All right, I'll give you a grade at the end. Let you know how you did.
What can I do for extra credit?
Oh, shit.
Ooh.
Glenn's getting
Sorry.
horny. You gotta tone it down, Glenn.
Yuck, Glenn.
Moving on, I have another new album. This one comes from Chicago post-rock institution Pelican. Are you familiar with Pelican?
I have seen Pelicans.
Have you seen Pelican the band?
No.
Okay. That's what we're
I
talking
didn't
about.
think Pelicans could be in a band.
They're not a band of pelicans. They're a band of human beings called Pelican.
Now I'm with you.
Yeah.
Now I'm with you. Right.
Catch
I know
up.
Plovers disbanded.
Did you do the reading for the test? Come on.
I've never in my life done the reading for the test, and I will go down die having done that. That's ADHD. Maybe try and teach people differently for how their brains work.
Okay. Well,
Fucking professor over here.
sorry.
Professor fucking Snoresville. Chlorophyll.
More like Borophyll.
Oh God, please go on.
We are
really
we are
old.
unraveling here on pod. Pelican, new album. It's called Flickering Resonance. Comes out on May 16th through new label Run for Cover Records. It's the band's first album in 6 years. So they kind of took off that whole pandemic period.
Totally fair.
Fair enough. This one features the return of founding guitarist Laurent Schroeder-Lebec, who is rejoining the band for his first album since 2009's What We All Come to Need. So it's like a 15-year kind of return for him, which is pretty
Also,
crazy.
Laurent is a cool name.
Cool name. I
Yeah.
thought that too. The band is sick, and like if you're a fan of post-rock, post-metal, like you know Pelican, they're like one of the fucking elder statesmen of that subgenre. But you've got this like great fusion of like post-hardcore, space rock, bit of indie, post-metal, all of that sort of stuff. They recorded Flickering Resonance with Sanford Parker, who was a name that I kind of latched onto, and I'm like, where do I know that name from? He recorded the last Spirit Adrift
Oh
record.
shit!
Or
Right.
at least the drums.
Sam
anyway.
Parker is very familiar.
But
Yeah.
I know that he's mates with Nate from Spirit Adrift, and they've recorded and collaborated a bunch. But he's also collaborated with Pelican a lot as well. So that's how I connected those dots.
You were like Charlie and Sonny with the
red twine.
Twine, yeah.
Yeah, that was me. I'm going to play you the lead single from Flickering Resonance. This is Pelican in fine form. Track is called Cascading Crescent.
Ooh, that's pretty.
Moon shape.
Crescent.
Let's go.
I like that solid outro the best.
Yeah.
And then just a dead cut.
There's a section in there which, and I kind of lack the music theoretical.
I love when we do this and we just like make up words
music
for things.
theoretical language to describe it, but there's like a section in there where it kind of the main riff drops and you get into like this kind of like slightly lesser instrumental bridge where the drums kind of fall into like this kind of almost like tribal percussive pattern.
Yeah.
And they do like some more pretty guitar work before they drop back into that main kind of like riff. Classic Pelican.
Yeah.
I think like that kind of signature is like woven into all of their records.
Okay.
And regardless of like whether it's a more spacey record or a more aggressive record or an EP or whatever, there's always these like tribal-esque kind of patterns woven into everything, just with the
Okay.
percussion. And
Yeah,
then the
okay.
guitar is like doing
Still melodic and
and spacey and stuff.
It feels like maybe I've been sleeping on Pelican.
They're really, really good. I definitely put them on the post-rock playlist that I made for you when we were dating.
Oh yeah, okay. I bet I'd know that song if I heard it.
There's probably a couple of more
You know what I
well-known
mean?
cuts on there, yeah.
There's so many songs that like are from Owen made playlists instead of mixtapes. So there's so many songs that I will just know. I know all the words to, but I don't know the band. I don't know the album.
You don't need to know the words to Pelican. No words.
Yeah, well, I mean that was
It's just vibes.
a bad example, but you know what I mean. I would say also just like one of my top 10 favorite birds as well. So that's always a solid.
Cool.
Yeah.
Give us the top 10 birds right now.
Well, not even on that list is a fucking curlew. Those
Okay.
things can die in the hell that they came from. I've been attacked by curlews multiple times. And people in my family think it's so funny how afraid of them I am. Like, my dad
It really is. She
will
fucking
get
hates it.
his phone out and play like curlew sounds, like while I'm just chilling in my room at his house, and like put it under my door. Like, they're evil people, my family. But yeah, fuck curlews. I'll just start it there. But my top 10, I would say probably like some sort of owl is number one, because then things are sick and their heads can turn like
Wait,
all
why are
the
you
way
going
around.
down? Wouldn't you start at 10 and work up?
Fucking God, can you not police how I rate things?
Doug, you're the one who suggested that you had a top 10 favorite
You want to
birds
hit all
list.
10?
Yeah, because I
Okay.
don't believe you.
10. Probably a galah.
Yep.
Okay. 9, I would say a kookaburra.
Okay.
8, I'm going to say a lorikeet.
Yep.
7, I would say,
You're going to put a lorikeet above a kookaburra.
yeah, for sure. They're so pretty. They're super pretty.
Okay, go on.
Where are we at? 7?
Yes.
7 would have to be a, fuck, you interrupted me. Rosella.
Very similar to a lorikeet, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, but prettier colors.
Okay.
Fucking all right. And 5 would be Pelican, I would say.
So you could have just said Pelicans in my top 5, but you said top 10. So you could shout out 5 other
You
birds.
know what? Fuck this. I'm done.
I fucking knew it. I knew you were full of shit.
I could have made that whole list, I reckon. I'm
Bullshit.
definitely making it up on the fly.
Faker. Utter faker.
Fucking need this, all right?
Let us know in the comments. Top 10 birds.
Tell me
Let's
your
go.
top 10
If you got top 10 birds, let's go.
Yeah, finish my other 5 because
Yeah.
I'm done with it.
Final song for side A this week. We have another one from Nam/Melbourne. This is indie punk duo Mannequin Death Squad.
Oh, yeah.
We
Okay.
featured these guys on the show before. So I guess we featured a song last year that had the Sick Deezy Death Rays feature.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
And they were talking
Yeah.
about releasing their sophomore album then.
Yeah.
And it was supposed to come out in November. Not entirely sure what happened there, but they've pushed that back to April of this year.
November can be a dicey release time.
Yeah. So the album's still coming out. It's called Wise and Dangerous.
Mhm.
Drops on April 4th. And I've got a little quote here from Ellie and Dan of the band. And they say that Wise and Dangerous is a concept album about how people can be considered dangerous by those who seek to control them. Interesting. And I'm going to play you.
I want an elaboration.
Okay.
I guess we need the music.
Well, I have another quote, but it's mostly just about like them writing the album rather than the concept.
I feel like the music will speak to what they just said.
Potentially. So I'm going to play you the most recent single. This one is called Don't Care, and it has a guest feature from friend of the show, Emmy Mack
Oh,
of Red Hook.
love Emmy.
Love Emmy.
Ugh, such a good
So,
egg.
This one's sick. It's got thrashy guitars, big grooves.
Enjoy
You've got
those
the
things.
snarling vocals from frontwoman Ellie Vex.
Hell
so
yes.
Ellie and Emmy collabing.
Just tag team in that shit.
Girlies that start with E.
Doing
Fucking
suplexes. Just
crushing it.
fucking. Gross.
Second quote I have here from Ellie and Dan says, "We drew inspiration from some things that we went through recently. So it was a lot of fun road testing these tracks throughout Australia, the UK, Europe, and even India."
What?
I didn't know that they played shows in India. That's crazy.
That's sick.
It was cathartic, so we can't wait to tour the new album in full when it's out. Hell yeah.
I want to see what a show in India is like.
I remember on the second Parkway Drive DVD, they have...
Oh my God, yeah.
They have the shows that they played in India. I'm pretty sure they play a show in
And
Calcutta.
they were off their head
and
as
it was
well.
fucking
Yeah.
crazy. And the power goes out and all the guys are on the stage like humming the guitar line. Crazy.
So sick.
Anyway, let's have a listen to this. This is Mannequin Death Squad, Don't Care, featuring Emmy Mac.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
Try it. Yeah, you don't even care. Yeah, you don't even care. Rubber bullets and pairs. Yeah, you're running scared. Wash all the blood off my hands. Pray that this nightmare will end. Yeah, you don't even care. Yeah, you don't even care.
Let's go, girls.
Let's go, girls. That was sick. I like how I would say that lead riff was almost a bit surfy.
Yeah, you kind of mentioned it while it was playing, and then once I was kind of thinking about it, it definitely kind of...
Paige is onto something.
Correct.
Yeah.
I was saying that it kind of gave me a bit of a like Queens of the Stone Age
You did say that.
kind of vibe. Like, yeah, it definitely is like meaty and rocky, a little bit thrashy there.
It's cool.
It's fun.
I really like this one lyric that was...
Oh, did you pull the lyrics up?
I did, yeah.
Nice.
I like the 10 years of pain and suffering destroy your world as fast as lightning. Would you like this memory, or would it bring you to your knees? The cars are burning, the kids are laughing. I like that because specifically, like, would this memory bring you to your knees? I think like the whole point of the song is like someone who's traumatized you, but you know, the whole idea of like your biggest bullies probably don't even remember bullying you sort of fucking thing. So it's like, do you actually want to know what you've done and how you've affected other people, or would it fuck you up? So you just prefer to like not look at that behavior.
Okay.
And then I also wondered if the whole like cars burning thing is a reference to like all of the youth crime and how many cars keep getting stolen and set on fire in Australia at the moment.
I mean, that feels eerily relevant.
Super relevant.
But I don't know if they're making that particular jump.
Because I'm just like not sure how much that's affecting this part of the country.
Ellie, if you're watching,
yeah, I want to know.
Let us know.
But either way, it was a really interesting song. Like, and I can always tell when something's like pulling me in when I like have to get up the lyrics and I want to like know what's being said.
Yeah.
And yeah, like, so lyrically super strong, and then that main riff is so catchy, it draws you in. It is surfy, but not obviously surfy. Like you didn't even catch that off the bat.
No.
It's quite grunge surfy, and I think that's sick. It's a really unique and interesting track.
Yeah, I agree. And I'm excited to hear the full record because every track that I've heard from Mannequin Death Squad is like just a little bit different.
Yeah.
And they're kind of trying different things and kind of pushing their sound in different places, which is
the best thing you can do as an artist.
Totally. Especially when you're a duo and you're doing kind of rock stuff, you know, like you could sit in a very like stripped back kind of approach and that's fine, but like get weird with it. Push it out. Do some weird
interesting
stuff.
shit.
Exactly.
Yeah. Totally agree.
That brings us to the end of side A for this week.
Oh,
so I hope you've enjoyed Paige's return. She will also
I'm
return.
unmedicated.
She will also return for side B. And if you would like to see the rest of the show, head on over to TPD Patreon, patreon.com/TPDpod. And you get a couple more tracks on side B.
That's where we get really weird.
We're going to talk about feature album that's fucking dope. And we'd love for you to come join us. So jump on over to the Patreon.
Go on by.
Hey.
Come hang out.
You got Moxie, kids.
You got Moxie. You got it.
All right. Let's wrap it up there. We'll see you later. Peace. Subscribe now to the Pitch of Discontent Patreon to receive access to extended cuts of our bonus episodes, as well as exclusive behind-the-scenes content, monthly Patreon-only episodes, member-only votes, the TPD community chat, and much more. Go now to patreon.com/TPDpod and join for as little as $5 a month. That link again is patreon.com/TPDpod. twitter.com/TPD pod. Thanks for watching the show.